What's up, everyone? It's Trainer Dell, and in this video I have for you my super special awesome Chandra's commander deck, EDH deck. Just all the Chandras all in this deck. It's pretty jank. Have not gotten to play it yet. I've been so busy testing out and playing with my play group, the Yuriko deck. It's been really hot, so I guess this deck might be the one that I play the next game night we have. But yeah, Chandra, Fire of Kaladesh is the commander right here. And whenever you cast a red spell, untap it, but you can tap it, deal 1 damage to target player, and if this deals 3 damage this turn, exile it. But it's tied to this effect, so it's good to like attack with it for 2, play a red spell, and then ping for 1, and then you're able to flip to Roaring Flame, which, I mean, the -7 is really cool, but everything else is alright. Just 2 to either target player, 2 to target creature, which is a -2, which is sad. But -7 deals 6 damage to each opponent, and each player dealt damage this way gets an emblem that they lose 3 during their upkeep. So yeah, let's go with basically Chandra's through the years, and that's, you know, start off with the first Chandra Nalar, 3 and 2 red, deals 1 damage, deals X to a creature for -X, and 8 deals 10 damage to a target player, and each creature he or she controls. So not the strongest, but pretty high loyalty for 5, 6. So it's alright. I'll go through the years. We can put Chandra here. And then Chandra Blaze, which is higher mana cost, 6. But just for 5, so it's like reversed in a way. But it's actually a little bit better because you can discard a card, and if it's a red card, then it deals 4 damage to target creature or player. You can discard your whole hand and then draw 3 for -2. Ain't too bad. And then -7, which is cast any number of red, instant, or sorcery cards from your graveyard without paying their mana cost. Hardly ever really get to here, but still actually alright if it was a Spells Matter deck. This is kind of just janky. I want to just fit some cards, but mostly just put all the Chandra cards in here. Or at least the Planeswalker versions. Firebrand right here. 4, 3 and a red for 3 loyalty. Just ping something for damage. When you cast your next instant or sorcery spell, you may choose you may copy it and choose new targets. So that's actually really cool. The -2 just to copy something. And then -6 Chandra, the Firebrand deals 6 damage to each of up to 6 target creatures and or players. But actually, the pinging is alright, but it's the -2 that's really good if you have a big fire spell or red spell you want to do. Pyromancer, probably the really the first really good Chandra, where you can deal damage to target player and 1 damage to 1 creature that player controls, and that creature can't block. The 0, which is that like exile top card from your library and you may play it this turn, so it's like the impulse draw in a sense. And -7, exile the top 10 cards of your library, choose an instant or sorcery spell card, exile or sorcery card, exile this way, and copy it 3 times. You may cast the copies without paying their mana cost. So really cool. I think awesome. If you get to the minus, it's really cool, but you could whiff. It's the impulse draw that's really good because you may play it. You can even do lands. Chandra Flamecaller, 6, 4 and a red for a 4 loyalty, but the +1 is put the 2 3/1 red elemental creatures with haste, but you exile them at the next end step. 0, discard all cards in your hand, then draw that many cards +1. So actually really cool, just actual card draw. And -X deals X damage to each creature. So it can take out tokens if your opponent, if you have a player who has like a bunch of little 1/1s or whatever. Torch of Defiance, one of the best Chandras ever. Exile top card from your library, you may cast it. Cast is the hurting part, but the fact that like if you don't cast it, if it's like a land and you whiff, then you can deal 2 damage to each opponent. You can also add 2 red. Chandra deals 4 damage to target creature for -3, so that's good loyalty economy. And then 7, you get an emblem with whenever you cast a spell, this emblem deals 5 damage to any target. So 4 for 4, really good. The you know, some would say, and I'd be one of them, best Chandra. Let me move this. Pyro Genius, the one from the Kaladesh Planeswalker deck. It deals 2 damage to each opponent. Alright. Deals 4 damage to target creature. Again, alright economy right there. And then 10 deals 6 damage to each player and each creature he or she controls. 6 for 5 loyalty. It's alright. Bold Pyromancer, 6 again for 5 loyalty. Another, I think it was an intro deck. Add 2 mana, or red mana, and then it deals 2 damage to target player. -3 deals 3 damage to target creature or player. So alright, gets the same amount damage in. And then -7 for deals 10 damage to target player and each creature and planeswalker they control. So the Dominaria one. Alright. War of the Spark one. One of my favorite ones, playing in the 60 card. Whenever one or more loyalty counters are removed from Chandra, then it deals that much damage to target opponent or planeswalker. So +1, exile the top card, you may play that this turn. So it's the impulse draw. And -7, exile the top 7 cards of your library, you may play them. So it's alright. It's pretty cool. But when you -7, you deal 7 damage to somebody. Novice Pyromancer, 3. Oh yeah, that one's a 4 for 4. This one's a 4 for 5. And this is like elemental stuff. Elementals you control get +2/+0. You add red for minus, and -2 deals just 2 damage to any target. It's in the core 2020, like the weakest one. Got Acolyte of Flame here, which is 3 for 4. Another one, a contender for best Chandra, because man, in 60 card in a low to ground deck, having this strong. But put a loyalty counter on each red planeswalker you control. So if you have a few Chandras, you can pump them up with Acolyte of Flame. Create 2 1/1 red elemental creature tokens, and they gain haste. Sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step. And -2, you may cast instant or sorcery card with converted mana cost 3 or less from the graveyard. And if that card put in the graveyard, exile instead. It comes up very few. It's these two that are so amazing. Like, another contender of best Chandra, in my opinion. Awakened Inferno for 4 for 6, and it cannot be countered, so that's really cool. Its +2 is something crazy. It's just each opponent gets an emblem they take a damage at the beginning of their upkeep. -3, Chandra deals 3 damage to each non-elemental creature to go fit with the elemental theme, kind of that the core, M20 core set had. And -X, Chandra deals X damage to target creature or planeswalker, which is the X. And if a permanent dealt damage so it would die, exile it. And then the one that came in the planeswalker deck, Chandra's Fury, which is 6 for 4. +1 just deals 2 damage to any target. It's alright. -2 deals 4 damage to target creature and 2 damage to that creature's opponent or creature's controller. -8 deals 10 damage to target player and each creature that player controls. Yeah, each target player and each target player and each creature that player controls. Yeah. And then we have Heart of Fire, which is from Core Set 2021, which is 5 for 5. It's pretty cool. +1, discard your hand, then exile the top 3 cards of your library, and until the end turn you may play cards exiled this way. Impulse draw, so it's good for later in the game when you have like a low hand. +1, Chandra deals 2 damage to any target. Pretty cool. It's alright. At least they're pluses. And then the -9, search your graveyard and library for any number of red instant and or sorcery cards, exile them, shuffle your library, you may cast them, and then add 6 red mana. This is kind of a lot with the -9. And -9 is so weird, like, I don't know. I'm so used to like 7, 8, but 9? Whoa. And then Chandra's Flame Catalyst, 6 for 5. It deals +1 does 3 damage to each opponent. -2, you may cast a target red instant or sorcery card from the graveyard, and if that spell would be put back to your graveyard, it's exiled instead. Then -8, discard your hand, then draw 7 cards. Until the end of the turn, you may cast cards from your hand without paying their mana cost. So, actually, one of my new favorite Chandras. Just if you can keep her alive with the +1 and get her to the 8, then you might be able to cast all these, right? because it's any, draw 7 until end of turn. You may cast spells from your hand without paying the mana cost. It'd be cool to draw a bunch of Planeswalkers or Chandra and just burn off. So we're already at 10 minutes, and I got that was just the Planeswalkers. So I'm just gonna quickly go through the deck, and Chandra's Embercat, Phoenix, Burnish Heart, because gotta get some red mana, Magus of the Moon, non-basic lands or mountains, kind of hold them down a little bit. Magus of the Wheel, try to draw some more. Rampaging Frostodon. This deck is low in creatures, and this is one of the MVP of the creatures, because if your opponent plays a bunch of creatures, one, they can't gain life, and they'll take damage. Dualcaster Mage for like a combo in here. Torbrand, really good with any of these ping effects. It's like just to help deal more damage. Soul Ring, we got a Ruby Medallion, Fire Diamond, Mind Stone. Chandra's Regulator, good for more draw power. Endless Atlas, because we got to draw and just get some mana out. Isochron Scepter, for some things. Unstable Obelisk, really can't take care of like enchantments or certain things. This can, destroy target permanent. Mana Geo, just to help scry. Nevral's Disc destroys all that stuff, but guess what? Doesn't destroy Planeswalkers. Thran Dynamo, more mana, and then help ramp. But if it's used for a sorcery or instant that's red, you can copy it. Pyromancer's Gauntlet, if basically if a red instant or sorcery or Planeswalker does damage, you just add 2. So again, try to boost all the Chandras. Cage Sun, because we need to double our red mana and just get all the Chandras up. Pyroblast, stop the blue. Red Elemental Blast, stop the blue. Incinerate, just target for Isochron Scepter, and it has Chandra in the art. Price of Progress, probably a better card if you don't have any of the Magus out, or Blood Moon. Dealing damage is pretty good because a lot of players play. Some people don't even play basic lands. Magma Jet, again, another Isochron Scepter target, but also it helps you scry too. Ignorant Bliss, you can remove all the cards from your hand face down and then return them and draw a card. You can also pair this with Isochron Scepter. Also pair this with it. Just, discard a card, draw 2. Reverberate, copy target instant or sorcery. You may choose new targets for that copy. It's cool if you want to deal more damage or even like counter spell someone's counter spell. Copy their counter spell. Chaos Warp, just red removal. Volt Charge has Proliferate. I need to get Karn's Bastion. I don't have that card. I couldn't find it, but Karn's Bastion, I think the land, definitely a good card for this deck. Ravaging Blaze, deals X damage. Gamble, Vandal Blast by force, take care of the artifacts. Twin Flame, used with the Dualcaster Mage stuff. So yeah. Cathartic Reunion has Chandra. Discard 2, draw 3. Collective Defiance, mostly here to discard cards and redraw, but Escalate's not too bad. For 5 mana you can do everything because you choose one and then pay 2 more to do others. It's hard. Fire Confluence, really happy to finally have this card, and with the Chandra on it, you may choose the same mode more than twice, or it's more than once. It's 3, but you can do it 2 more times, but 1 damage to each creature, 2 damage to each opponent, or destroy target artifact. So pretty cool. Forge of Soul, Miracle Time, hopefully, and then just draw. Blasphemous Act, like I said, the deck's mainly the Chandra Planeswalkers, so it's more to punish your opponents. Braid of Fire, to keep gaining. I do want that new Leyline Tyrant, Leyline Tyrant, something, that dragon, that red mana does not empty your mana pool, because this and that will still be so amazing, and that's a definitely auto include into here. Just a good card, just because you can build up your red mana and just cast Chandras. Teutonic Reformation, if you have too many lands, cycle them away or cycle this. Enchanter's Bane, kind of red's way to deal with enchantments. Blood Moon, take care of everyone's non-basic lands. Blood Sun, take away some of their abilities, but you also draw a card. Outpost Siege for impulse draw, basically use cons at the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card, and you may play it. So if it's a land, still pretty cool, just play that. Furnace of Wrath to deal double damage. Fire Emancipation to do triple damage. And Arcane Lighthouse, should be in Olivia also. It's the one that makes sure that creatures lose hexproof. But I think another good card, you can also just change this land. Like maybe I'll put Karn's Bastion instead and switch out something else for Shadow Spear, whatever that one, the one from Theros. Gyre, Reach Sanitarium for more draw. Emergent Zone, because there's some strong red spells that I would not mind having them to do flash, like play a big burn spell. Mirrored Landscape help me ramp with red. Ran at Ruins, could, you know, just gives you mana, but if you can pay a life to get red, or do the 2 and 2 red, sacrifice it, and deal 2 damage to each opponent. It's alright. These are like the cycling ones right here. Flame King Village just adds red. You may reveal an elemental card, and there's not a lot, but like Chandra's cat, I believe, is elemental, and I think that's about it. But then target creature gains haste, so there's not a lot of creatures in here, but it'd be nice to have the haste. And then all the rest of the basic lands are from Kaladesh and Origins, and they're Chandra themed, so the rest of them are just basic lands. So yeah, that's the Chandra deck. Super special, awesome hotness. Thanks for watching. Peace.